Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Psi Upsilon chapter of Sigma induction ceremony. This is our first ceremony for the new biennium 2019 to 2021, and we are delighted that you are here. The chapter leaders and all of our elected officers are so excited to be inducting the new inductees today that include students and nurse leaders. But before we move into the ceremony, I'm going to do my favorite thing, and that's introduce all of our chapter officers and leaders, and also just share with you a few important, some important information about Sigma that I think is really valuable for you to know as you move forward as a member. So I am Carol Lisk. I am the president of the chapter. I live in Maryland. Our vice president is Deborah Abey from North Carolina. Our interim secretary is Janine Barrett from Indiana. Our treasurer is Vanessa Lee from Texas. Our faculty counselor is Elsie Chichester from Delaware. And we have many wonderful committee chairs that I'd like to introduce. Bill Tarantino and Shannon Croson are our finance chair. Tammy Owen is our governance chair. Christy Johnson is our induction planning chair. Candace Johnson is our leadership succession committee chair. Patty Rowe and Laura Simmons are our membership chair. Jeanette Benson is our program chair. Melissa McLaren is our publicity chair. Vicki Martin is finishing her term as our scholarship and research chair, and Melina Jones is our new committee chair for scholarship and research. Service and philanthropy chairs are Heidi Johnson-Anderson and Melody Parsons. Our strategic planning chair is Deborah Abey, and we have joined several committees. Our technology committee, webmaster, and social media committee is Janine Barrett, Angela Scott, and Cammie Jo Tice-Hardoff. So these are the people that help keep our chapter moving in the direction that we need to go to provide you the benefits that you deserve. I'd like to offer special thanks to three people who have made this evening possible. One is Elsie Chichester, our faculty counselor, who works very closely with Christy Johnson in pulling together the induction process, putting the names online, uploading them at Sigma, responding to many of your questions, and also Janine Barrett, who's our event moderator this evening. Thank you all so very much. So what's really important for you to think about is what is Sigma and how does this impact your professional world? I like to talk about Sigma and start with our chapter. Our chapter was chartered July 12th, 2017, so we just completed our first 2 years of existence. We were chartered in Salt Lake City, Utah at a beautiful event that was presided over by Dr. Ken Dion, who is currently the treasurer of the Sigma Board of Directors. At the time when we were chartered, we had over almost 350 to 400 members that included students and faculty and some nurse leaders. We currently are sitting at about 1,500 members plus the inductees today. Sigma represents excellence for nursing. Our official name, as we are chartered, is Sigma Theta Tau International, our Honor Society of Nursing. And that's how we're listed on the Articles of Incorporation and our official seal and documents. And the symbols that we talk about in Sigma represent the tenets of our organization. Sigma Theta Tau represents love, courage, and honor. Those are the pillars of the nursing profession. The crest of sigma includes at the very top the lamp, which is the symbol of knowledge, the eye that you'll notice in that top triangle represents wisdom and discernment, and the pillars of stone on either side of the crest represent service, professional endeavor, and strength of leadership. So I'm going to stop for a minute and refresh. 1 second. We've noticed with our bandwidth that sometimes I need to reshare. So when I was talking about the crest, let me just share that again. So sigma theta tau stands for love, courage, and honor. And our crest represents the elements of nursing: knowledge, wisdom, and discernment, and the pillars of stone, the 3 elements of service, professional endeavor, and strength of leadership. You'll notice members will often wear a pin. We refer to that as the key, and in this last biennium in 2017, they also introduced the Laurel branch. The key, or the membership pin at the bottom of this slide, represents the 3 Greek letters in black. That is our charge. The cup at the top denotes the satisfaction of professional life. The lamp in the middle of the pin represents the lamp of knowledge, and the 6 stars that encircle the pin represent our 6 founders. When we rebranded to Sigma Global Nursing Excellence, they also included the Laurel pin. And of course, the Laurel branch represents courage and a victorious leader. So the Laurel pin is worn above the key and represents the excellence of Sigma nurses. And in the brand that you can see at the bottom right corner of the slide, the actual leaf, the last 3 leaves at the tip, are separated from the branch. And that subtle break at the end of the leaves into those 3 parts again represent our scholarship, leadership, and service. Sigma was actually founded in 1922 by 6 nursing students that were students at now called Indiana University in Indianapolis, Indiana. The 6 students wanted to develop an organization that embodied the key characteristics of nurses, and again, they named it Sigma Theta Tau. Since 1922, we currently have more than 500 chapters around the globe in 90 countries and approximately 150,000 members worldwide, all of whom are successful students and professional nurses. The Sigma mission is to advance world health and celebrate nursing excellence in scholarship, leadership, and service. You'll hear those terms quite regularly in all that we do. And our vision is to become the global organization of choice for nurses. Sigma will become a lifelong resource for you, and it will be what you make it. Your Sigma membership allows you to have about $350 in free continuing education hours. You also have access to career advisors. You can request virtual face-to-face networking opportunities. And you also receive online journals, the Journal of Nursing Scholarship, Research in Nursing Leadership. And you also have access to the Circle. The Circle is a phenomenal online opportunity for you to connect with nurses in your field and professional domain. You can also look at the career and job postings available. We also have the Virginia Henderson e-repository where many nurses post their research, but also best practices, non-published works. So it's a great resource for you as you're looking at evidence-based practices and even conducting your own research. And one of my favorite spots is the Sigma Marketplace. There are wonderful items in clothing, jewelry, and books, and tremendous resources that you can use to advance your careers as nurses. But Sigma isn't just about us as individuals. The wonderful collaborative efforts that we have, 150,000 strong, is the success of our organization. And Sigma, in the last decade, has become an important force in the world of healthcare. We currently have what they refer to as ECOSOC status at the United Nations, which is not easy to obtain. That means we have economic and social status. So we just don't sit in on meetings. We actually have consultative status. Sigma also conducted over the last 5 years or so GAPFON, or the Global Advisory Panel on the Future of Nursing. Throughout the world, they conducted regional sessions, regional panel sessions, soliciting input from nurses around the globe, and interestingly identified some trends, primarily in maternal and child health, and of course, we now know about the opioid crisis. So they've identified some gaps in health and developed a document that is about 96 recommendations to serve the world's people. And now we're in the process of looking at ways to actually implement actions to address all of these gaps in healthcare needs. We also have the Sigma Foundation for Nursing. The foundation is our really our donor arm, and I encourage you, even if just one person, if everybody just donated $1, we'd have $150,000 to further research, nursing research around the globe. So the foundation supports Sigma through active fundraising, conscientious stewardship, and the protection of assets that support our international research, as I just mentioned, leadership education grants, membership subsidies, and emerging Sigma programs. 3 things that members of our chapter participate in. The Chapter Giving Club is a designation that chapters hold when we donate $1 for every member in our chapter per year to the foundation. And I'm proud to say that Psi Upsilon has been a Chapter Giving Club member for the last 3 years, 2017, 2018, and 2019. They also have a category in the Heritage Foundation of the Virginia Henderson Fellows, and these are individuals who have committed a sum of money to the foundation. Peggy Jenkins, Dr. Peggy Jenkins, our keynote speaker, is a fellow. Teresa Kaiser, one of our members, and myself. And then President's Circles are when the president sends out a message and just asks, would you donate some money on behalf of our current president, Beth Tiggis? And it doesn't have to be a large amount of money, and you can be a part of the President's Circle donors. All of these types of organizations within Sigma Foundation funds research, helps fund scholarships, and more importantly, will also subsidize memberships for members who can't afford our fees. So as a member of Sigma, you are a part of the Global Nursing Network, and you are in distinguished company. Sometimes we think that Sigma is only affiliated with academic organizations, but in fact, when you look at the numbers of our members, 50% of our members work in a hospital or multi-hospital setting. So don't feel like if you're in a clinical setting that you are not an academic scholar. You absolutely are. And with the advent of magnet and evidence-based practices becoming so key in ensuring quality outcomes, the scholarship and the leadership and service that Sigma offers and encourages you to promote in your practice certainly advances what we do in academia, in our clinical settings, and in all of our tertiary settings. 35% plus have advanced degrees, masters or doctorates. So if you're looking at pursuing your master's, if you're an undergrad, graduate, or if you're looking at your doctorate, you've got great resources to reach out to as you pursue those advanced degrees. Well, it looks like I need to refresh again. So, you are Sigma as soon as the induction is over, but we are all Sigma, and everything we do advances the profession of nursing. I mentioned President Tigges. Each biennium, and Sigma works in 2-year segments of time, during which time we have key strategic initiatives, and each president develops their call to action. President Tigges from New Mexico's call to action was connect, collaborate, and catalyze. Her goal was, as we connect, we are to be the global organization of choice, but not just for nurses, but to connect interdisciplinarily with other healthcare leaders around the world. When we collaborate, we advance world health, and we celebrate nursing excellence with all of our healthcare partners. But we also have to catalyze for transformative change. So it's not just about what we say, it's also about what we do to implement change to ensure the health of the world's people. So you can see that as an individual professional, it's just so valuable for you to be a member of Sigma. And our chapter works very hard to ensure that those benefits and all of the privileges of Sigma are utilized by our members. In fact, one of the things that we've been able to do is become an award-winning chapter very quickly. So during the 2015-2017 biennium, our Psi Upsilon chapter was the recipient of 2 Regional Excellence Awards, and they always focus on the presidential call to action in policy, and the second one was in lifelong learning. And it looks like I need to refresh. 1 second. There we go. So as I mentioned, working through the presidential call to action, our chapter identifies key strategic initiatives to make sure that we are meeting your needs. So in 2015 to 2017, because of the activities that we did on behalf of our members, we won 2 presidential call to action awards in policy and lifelong learning. And for this biennium, we were the recipient of the Chapter Key Award, one of the very few chapters that actually received the award in their very first 2 years of existence. And we've also qualified to apply for Regional Excellence Awards that support the current presidential call to action, one for connecting, one for collaborating, and catalyzing. Now, we also bestow awards on those people that have supported nursing through research, international endeavors, but sometimes a lot of the people that have been very supportive of nursing are not nurses, and therefore they wouldn't qualify to be a member of Sigma. Sigma has the Friends of Nursing Award, and the Friends of Nursing Award is conferred by individual chapters such as Psi Upsilon to an individual or an organization that's not eligible for regular membership, but someone or some group who has impacted our chapter, the local nursing or healthcare community, and or the health of people in a significant way. So when we identify award recipients with each induction, the criteria that's used is we look for people who have demonstrated commitment to the ideals and purposes of Sigma, contributed to the long-term significance of our chapter, the nursing profession, and or health of people, and ultimately demonstrate superior achievement in their leadership in their field of work. So for this induction, I'm honored to announce that our two Friend of Nursing Award recipients are two gentlemen that have worked very closely with the WGU College of Health Professions. Darren Upham is our former vice president, and he has moved into a new role at the university as the WGU College of Health Professions vice president. And Scott Jones is our new vice president in our College of Health Professions. Both individuals, they definitely lived the tenets of Sigma very courageously, stepped into these roles, overseeing hundreds of nursing faculty and thousands of nursing students, not having nursing background. I would consider that pretty courageous. But they've also been exceptionally supportive of our professional development endeavors and looking at ways to change the lives of students who will ultimately change the lives of the world people. So I would like to congratulate Scott Jones and Darren Upham for their exceptional work in supporting nursing professionals. I would also like to mention to our inductees and those visiting this evening, it doesn't have to be a WGU employee who receives the award. You can nominate people with whom you work that you think is making an impact on your nursing world in your community. We have members in all 50 states in the United States. So please, if there's somebody that you work with that is not a nurse, that has a positive impact on your nursing profession, on the people in your community, or if there's an organization in your community that is focusing on the health and well-being of their community people, please let us know, and we'd love to consider them for the Friends of Nursing Award. So now our favorite part of the evening is to induct our new inductees, those that are able to be in attendance and those that will be inducted in absentia. I will be reciting everybody's name individually, and we have each slide listed alphabetically. So our inductees this evening are Anthony Alvarado, Krista Adams, Wilmary Aponte Hagen, Brenda Aragon, Caprice Arroyo, Amy Ashman, Armin Bellagile, Shayna Barkand, Shannon Beatty, Presley Becker, Emily Beaver, Jennifer Bernardino, Sarah Betzworth, Jonathan Bolin, Ryan Bradford, Christine Bracci, Nichelle Broughton, Joanne Bunnigan, Kristen Birch, Jennifer Buttville, Armelin Cadacio, Carolyn Caldwell, Gayla Campbell, Lori Cannon, Patricia Cantrell, Christine Kayer, Allison Chakrin, Devin Christensen, Shayna Cristovalle, Megan Cleary, Rebecca Cole, Michelle Coletta, Rochelle Connolly, Kathleen Coons, Dawn Cover, Jack Crenshaw, Bridget Crossan, Catherine Crotty, Hunter Crouch, Adriana Cruz, Jennifer Davis, Janine Deckard, Christy Delgado, Donna DeMaio, Sherry Deemer, Gianna D'Amico, Viorica Douglas, Ronnie Doyle, Monisha Druckmiller, Shelley Dunn, Maureen Zaidosh, Bethany Eldridge, Jean Fahey, Nicole Fellows, Katie Fegan, Jeffrey Fields, Ashley Fry, Amelia Gerte, Donna Galanto, Kimberly Gibson, Shannon Giese, Gail Gilbert, Kathy Goling, Alessandra Gonzalez, Armando Gonzalez, Kathy Gray, Tiffany Green, Lindsay Gwynn, Brianna Hollauer, Jennifer Hansen, Jody Harrell, Corin Henderson, Aniano Hernandez, Eurico Hernandez, Wendy Hetrick, Stacy Hickman, Victoria Holt, Maya Holzauer, Rhonda Howard, Alicia Hudson, Alicia Hyde, Karen Idy, Darla Imack, Rachel Jacobs, Jerry James, Crystal Johnston, Angela Jones, Crystal Jones, Deborah Jones, Anna Kaikamau. And may I ask, are we okay with our slides, Janine? I think we are.
Yes, they're good.
Just wanted to make sure. The K's, Anna Kaikamanu, Paula Kaufman, Sir Keller, Maggie Keller, Peggy Sue Keller, Kristen Kendall, Melissa Kiesel, Ann Kilman, Leah Kirby, Lindsay Krakel, Paula Lehar, Cynthia Lawler, Claudia Lazo, Nina Leverkuhn, Ronetta Liberty, Stacy Lindley, Larry Logston, Jennifer Long, Karen Long, Venya Latier, Jennifer Lynch, Karen Line, Jerice Lyons, Jill McKenzie, Tamara Mann, Rhiannon Martinez, Tammy Maxwell, Victoria McCarthy, Jacqueline McLean, Charity McMahon, Kathleen Mendoza Ricafort, Christine Mercado, Josie Miller, Lauren Miller, Jennifer Mosio, Elaine Monasel, Yashika Morgan, Danielle Morris, Shayna Morris, Chelsea Mulford, Sonia Molnink, Angela Murray, Laura Nassef, Carla Nelson, Valerie Newell, Victoria Nicholson, Maureen Nicholas, Roxanne Noriega, Lisa Norville, Rachel Novosad, Margaret O'Malley, Amber Parker, Lee Parton, Janae Peterson, Melissa Pipes Collins, Joseph Pirocco, Alyssa Pullman, Michelle Polson, Kayla Presnell, Susan Purdy, Casey Rainey, Andrea Ramos, Crystal Ray, Laura Richards, Helena Reeves, Greta Roberts, Shelby Rosenberg, Liberty Salvio, Audrey San Pedro Wynn, almost got through all of them, Erica Sanchez, Karina Sanchez, Kenya Sanchez, Patricia Scammon, Ann Schaffner, Colleen Shermer, Cheryl Shanig, Lauren Segovia, Jennifer Sen, Sonia Schaefer, Celeste Shama, Heather Shaw, Scott Shelp, Robin Shepard, Shannon Shepard, Jamie Sills, Janet Simpson, Rosalind Smith, Sally I. Smith, Janice Sodeman, Carrie Sowards, Michelle Steinert, Jennifer Stern, Catherine Stevens. Oops, I missed somebody. Oh, Kara, I'm so sorry. Let me mention it. Under the K's, Kara Kulikowski. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. We always, when we have all these names, one always tends to slip through the cracks. So Kara Kulikowski. And Kara, I will update the presentation and send you the correct PowerPoint so you have it for your professional portfolio. My apologies. Thank you, Janine. We'll go back to the T's. Sherry Tenney, Brianna Thompson, Tony Thompson Johnston, Javen Tipado, Ashley Treadwell Kelly, Heather Trusty, Dawn Turner, Danielle Velez, Veronica Vernin, Eileen Viola, Emily Wagner, Courtney Walker, Marissa Wallace, Maribeth Watson, Kimberly Wayman, Valerie Wirt, Josie Weber, Brandy White, Ronisha White, Christina Widman, Melissa Will, Janice Williams, Latoria Williams, Wendy Williams, Justin Willis, Pamela Wilson, Corrine Winkelpleck, Julia Wiseman, Gina Woodard, Maureen Wright. Do I need to refresh? And our last two, Cynthia Youngman and Lisa Youngs. And again, I'm going to give you a second billing, Kara Kulikowski.
Carol, we actually had another one that was missed.
And we have one more that's missed. Sorry, who is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. It was, I'm not as good at pronouncing these names as you are. Jennifer Bekinski, Bechinski.
Okay. I will update the PowerPoint, I assure you. So congratulations to both of you as well. And we'll make sure that you get the correct PowerPoint for your professional portfolio with the correct spelling. So my apologies. Thank you, Janine, for sharing that. I appreciate it. So at this time, I want to congratulate and thank you. Thank you so much for accepting membership in Psi Upsilon. It truly is going to bring you into a world of professional collaboration that you never thought would be possible in your state, in your organization, and sometimes in your individual professional practice. I'd also like to recognize members that have joined us as a dual member or have transferred membership to Psi Upsilon. And those individuals are Augustina Ajaya Aduriran, Melissa Andrus, Angela Bartolome, Geraldina Denise Collins. Here we go, Kara. I think it's because you transferred in. Kara Kulikowski, Wendy Michelle Patterson, Tyler Pulikinis, Lisa Scherer, Natalie Snow, and Stacy Woolrick. And multi-chapter members include Kimberly Bernard, Patsy Cornelius, Nicole Entenza, Yamil Fuentes, Angelina Hardestay, Sally Kirschesnick, Amanda Page, and Nicola Toponicki. Thank you again for sharing your membership with us. We are really, really delighted. So at this time, I'd like to invite Anne-Marie Helmstetter to join us on camera. And she is going to, on behalf of all of our new inductees, recite after me an affirmation of membership by reciting the Sigma Pledge. I accept membership
I accept membership
in Sigma Theta Tau International,
in Sigma Theta Tau International,
and I pledge to fulfill its commitment
and I pledge to fulfill its commitment
to nursing excellence,
to nursing excellence,
knowledge,
knowledge,
service,
service,
and leadership
and leadership
throughout my career.
throughout my career.
So on behalf of Anne and all of our wonderful inductees and new members, congratulations on your induction into Psi Upsilon. So at this time, I just want to share a few concluding remarks about the induction. For those of you that are students, being inducted is recognizing your wonderful academic accomplishments. For those of you who are nurse leaders who have already completed their undergrad or graduate degrees, becoming a member recognizes your professional leadership accomplishments. But please know that honoring these accomplishments is part of the transformation of you as a professional leader in Sigma. It will now become a professional mandate to promote and a promotion of scholarship, leadership, and service, not just in your individual practice, but with those nurses that you collaborate in your workplace, in your places of education, and in future careers. We have many opportunities in nursing, and you will be able to bring forth the tenets of Sigma as we promote the health of the world's people. So please use the benefits of Sigma throughout your career. Entertain and interact with our global network of nurses. And remember that you are now Sigma. We are Sigma. Again, my heartiest congratulations to all of you. So at this time, it is truly my honor to introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. Peggy Jenkins is currently our Sigma Region 3 coordinator, and Psi Upsilon is in Region 3, so she is our regional coordinator. And I had the privilege of spending time with Peggy at several of the last few Sigma events, and she's just a delightful leader, and she's an exceptionally accomplished regional coordinator. In fact, our region was one of the top 2 regions to have the most chapters that were awarded the Key Award, which is a tremendous accomplishment. And she's going to speak to us today about her journey and our journey of scholarship, leadership, and service. I'd like to share a little information about Dr. Jenkins. She's been a nurse leader for over 35 years. She's served in various staff nurse, administrative, consulting, and academic roles. As a lifelong learner, Peggy graduated from St. Luke's School of Professional Nursing in Iowa with her diploma degree and never stopped there. She then completed her BS, her MS, and her PhD at the University of Colorado College of Nursing. She currently serves as an assistant professor and specialty director for the iLead program at the University of Colorado. Her research interests include innovating new methods to measure the value of nursing and crafting intraprofessional doctoral education, for which she received a small grant this past year. She also has mentored a PhD student from Tanzania, Africa, and helped her obtain a Sigma research grant of $5,000 to educate clinical preceptors in Tanzania. She co-chaired the governance committee of the National Value Expert Work Group, created a governance structure including 3 university consortiums and boards of directors, and collaborates with colleagues nationally on nursing value research. Dr. Jenkins is a member of numerous organizations, professional organizations, including ANA and AONE and NLN, and of course Sigma. And in her role as a Region 3 coordinator. In addition to her role of Region 3 coordinator, she's the research committee chair for her chapter, Sigma Alpha Kappa at Large, and the innovation committee member of the national organization ALSN. She has presented her work nationally and internationally and is published in the Journal of Nursing Administration and Nursing Economics. So it is absolutely my pleasure to turn the podium over to Dr. Jenkins.
Good evening. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here with those of you who have been chosen. And you've been chosen to join this highly prestigious International Nursing Honor Society, Sigma Theta Tau. You've been chosen because of your academic excellence or because of your outstanding leadership in practice. And you made a wise decision to accept the invitation to join this outstanding organization. It was my honor and pleasure to be here to watch you be inducted and to know that this is just the first step in your journey with this organization. Now you can choose how you're going to lead, how you're going to advance your own scholarship, how you're going to participate in service activities, whether they're local or regional or national or international. I'm going to share with you my personal journey of leadership, scholarship, and service with Sigma. This has been such a wonderful organization to be part of, and I'm just going to share some of my personal stories with you in the hope that I can inspire and bring out some passion in you so that you want to get involved and you can create your legacy within this organization. Next. We'll see if the slides advance.
Did the slide not advance for you?
No
Okay,
slide.
let me refresh.
It's there.
Okay.
I see it.
Got it.
So I graduated from a diploma nursing program many years ago, and then went on and got further education. So I was in an RN to MS program at the University of Colorado, and I received my bachelor's degree in 1992. Back then, we didn't have online education, so we needed to go to classes in the evening or on the weekends. So I was a nurse leader full-time, managing the traumatic brain injury unit at Craig Hospital, which is a center of excellence for spinal cord and brain injury rehab here in Denver, Colorado. And I was also going to school full-time and raising 2 children. And I graduated top of my class, summa cum laude, and was invited to join Sigma Theta Tau. I had a professor at the time, and I remember this vividly. It was in one of my evening courses, and she said to us, if you get the invitation to join Sigma, don't throw it away. Be sure that you pay the membership dues and join the organization, because it's very honorable to be invited to attend. So when I got that letter in the mail, I took my professor's advice and I didn't throw it away, and I joined the organization, and I'm so happy that I did. So I remember going to my induction, and it was a live event, and it was in this beautiful hotel, and there were a lot of people there, and I don't remember that much about it except that it was just a fabulous event. But what was so fascinating was just a few years ago in 2016, I served as the chairperson of our 50th Jubilee. The Alpha Kappa chapter at large in Denver was celebrating its 50th year. And so I was going through the archives. We have a file cabinet in our university, and I was going through all sorts. It was so fun going through all these different documents. The first chapter president of our organization was a student, and there were pictures of her, and there was a lot of press releases of all the different things that had gone on through the 50 years. What I found was a program from the 25th anniversary induction ceremony, because it was actually an induction ceremony. And so as I leafed through that, I saw my name there. And I had no idea that I was inducted during the 25th anniversary until I chaired the 50th anniversary celebration. So you never know. When you get involved in things, your name will go down in history, and 50 years from now, I know your chapter is just a couple years old and you've been doing amazing things. So get involved, and 50 years from now, somebody will be giving a keynote speech at an induction and be talking about some of the work that you've done. You can see the pictures there. We had a wonderful 50th anniversary celebration. We had past presidents who we invited, and we gave them beautiful bouquets of flowers, and it was just a fabulous event. So there's so much that you can do, fun and a lot of other things within Sigma. Next. We have just a little delay in the slides.
Are you seeing it yet? Okay.
Nope. Okay, yes, now I can see it.
All
So
right.
when I went back to school to get my PhD, I had a professor who encouraged me to apply for a Sigma research grant for my dissertation. And this grant was through our local chapter. And so I wrote a proposal, and I was so excited when I did receive the award, and it was $2,500 that I was able to use for my dissertation. I did a nursing cost study. I got data that linked individual nurses to patients and came up with an innovative nursing cost methodology that was the beginning work of measuring nursing value. And so right after I defended my dissertation, I saw a call for abstracts to an international research congress that Sigma was hosting. And so I said, what the heck? I'm going to apply. I'm going to submit an abstract. And I did. And I was thrilled when it was accepted. So I flew to Hong Kong July of 2014 and was able to present my dissertation study. And at that conference is when I absolutely fell in love with the organization. There were nurses from all over the world who had written my textbooks and written articles, and I was talking to all of them. I remember there was a panel of research honorees, and they gave their story and just the amazing work that they've done to advance global health. So I was so proud to be part of that, and I vowed that I was going to give my time and talent to this organization from there forward. So I went back to Denver and got involved with the local chapter board. And before long, I was chairperson of the research committee, which I've been that chairperson for the past 5 years. And we've been able to award over $20,000 in research grants. And it feels so good to be able to tell students, doctoral students, and sometimes we give it to faculty also, that they're receiving these research grants. So it's a wonderful way to give back what I got when I was a student as a PhD. Next. It's not advancing, Carol.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll refresh. 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. There we go. You should be seeing Ireland.
Here I see it. I see Ireland.
Yay!
So, as part of my dissertation, I collaborated with a wonderful nurse scientist, and because I was doing this study that had never been done before, I waited 2 years to get data, but got to get data from her organization. So we submitted an abstract to the International Research Congress that was held in Dublin, Ireland, and that was in July of 2017. We gave a presentation on our collaboration for that study. We've also, I published my dissertation work in the Journal of Nursing Administration, And there's now this National Nursing Value Work Group that I'm part of, and we've done a lot of work over the past 4 years. We have a lot of publications in Journal and Nursing Economics, and we are a model to show the value of nursing in the room and board cost of most acute care hospitals. So it's very important work that we're doing. I also am a reviewer for Worldviews of Evidence-Based Nursing and the Journal of Nursing Scholarship, and those are both journals that are through Sigma. And so if you're interested in reviewing, you can sign up to do that. You'll get to, I probably review articles at least every month. And so that's a great way to contribute scholarship. I've also written book chapters. I teach leadership, and so I have chapters on leadership. So get involved with scholarship. You always can find time to do what you're passionate about, and it's wonderful to be advancing the science and the discipline of nursing. And certainly that's a focus of Sigma, and they really help you out in doing that. Next.
It should be viewing.
So I was encouraged a couple of years ago to, can everybody see it? I can see it, yeah.
Okay.
It says there's a problem.
Oh, all righty.
But I can see it. Can you?
Yes, I can see it, but I'll refresh. The wonders of technology. There we go.
Technology. I'll keep talking while Cheryl is refreshing. Thank you. So a couple of years ago, somebody inspired me to get involved at the regional level of the organization. And so I ran for Region 3 coordinator at the last biennium, and I was fortunate enough to be elected. So the regional coordinators, there's several throughout the globe. For Region 3, we're 7 states.
Janine, can you hear me?
I can now. There was a little glitch. Everyone was muted, but I think we're good now.
Am I unmuted?
No, you're okay now.
You're good, Peggy.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So,
Technology.
Peggy, yeah, we lost you when you were talking about the 7 states.
Okay. Technology is wonderful when it works, isn't it?
I know. We're used to this.
So Region 3 is 7 states. And like I said, you're larger than that. You're all 50 states. So someday you're going to be larger than all the regions are. But you're part of our region as an online chapter.
Right.
So I was elected at the beginning of the biennium, and my term will be up in November. And I've just had a wonderful time serving as this Region 3 coordinator. So I encourage anybody who's interested in crossing chapters and connecting with people regionally to run for this position at some time. I've worked with the 7 chapters with thousands of people, 500 leaders, I think. So you get to meet people all over. I had a goal to connect people, and so we had regional presidents calls where people shared best practices and learned from each other. Carol was very good to attend those, and she gave a lot of great ideas to people from the great work that your chapter is doing. We also had an awards committee, and our goal was to increase the chapter key awards by 5% this biennium, and we increased them by 45%. So your chapter was one of those new ones who received a chapter key award, and then we had other chapters also who had never received them before, so that was very exciting. The awards committee did a great job. They did webinars to help people understand how to win a Chapter Key Award. And so if you're interested in doing regional work, there's always committee opportunities regionally. We also had a communication committee, and they help chapters to increase their website use. And we had a lot of new chapters really improving their websites, and we had webinars, et cetera, for that. Mm-hmm. So it's also amazing just to see what goes on with the chapters, and there's a lot of wonderful service activities that the various chapters did. And I had a slide that listed all of that. Perhaps if you get these slides, you can read through that and get some ideas for what you can do for service activities in your chapter. And then a really fun thing that we're doing regionally is at the biennium in November, we're going to have a regional service activity. So we're going to be creating bears, stuffed bears, that then we're going to give to Toys for Tots, which is an organization in Washington, D.C. that gives gifts to children who are in need. And so it'll be really fun to be creating those bears while we're networking and having fun and getting to know each other better across the region. So I hope that some of you will be able to attend that service activity, because that's going to be really fun at the biennium. So I think that highlights some of the things that I've done with Sigma. The one thing that I would encourage everybody to do, I don't know if you noticed this in the presentation, but I really didn't get actively involved until the last probably 6 years. I was always getting the journals, reading the journals, paying my dues, and learning and doing some things more passively, but I got very actively involved just the last 6 years, and I would highly recommend, don't wait that long, get involved right away. I think you don't have to be afraid. The people are very friendly, and people want to help you learn and become a leader and a scholar and help you get involved in service activities. So say yes, this is what I want to do. And I would encourage all of you to think right now, what's the one thing that you're going to do related to leadership, scholarship, or service right away now after induction, and think about that and share that with each other, because 50 years from now, we'd like to see your name and the legacy that you've left with Sigma and your chapter. So thank you very much. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to be with you this evening.
Thank you so much, Peggy. And I just wanted to mention, thank you again for mentioning the variety of activity. You don't have to be serving in an official role. We have numerous committees, but there is one thing that you can do that I bet almost every one of you are already doing, and that is contributing to your community, your church, your organization in some way in a volunteer service to support the community. Every October, Sigma celebrates Founders Day. We were founded in October of 1922 by a day of service, and I believe it's usually October 5th. Well, when you're as large as we are, our size and scope throughout the nation, we've extended it to a month of service. And even if it doesn't happen until Thanksgiving, we would love for you to share what you're doing to serve others. And a lot of times it's serving on a committee at work. It isn't necessarily, going to a food pantry or volunteering to work at the Board of Health. But you'd be surprised how many members of our chapter are doing things because you're a nurse, because you believe in service to others. We love with courage, and we honor those we serve. So tell your story. Please email our Psi Upsilon email at the end of the presentation, or go to our website and tell us what you're doing to support nursing and to improve the recognition and the presence of nursing in the communities. So Peggy, thank you so very, very much for your wonderful words and your exceptional involvement at Sigma. I'm delighted to report that she's running again for our Region 3 chair. And in fact, we have several people from our chapter running for office. I've been honored to be placed on the ballot for a board of director position. And what's wonderful about running at Sigma is the caliber of people that run. And it's just an honor to be on the ballot because we want to serve at a greater capacity. And we're very excited to be representing Region 3 and our chapters at that level. So Peggy, again, thank you so much for everything you've done for our chapter this last biennia and for joining us today. And much appreciation to all of you, our chapter colleagues, our new members, our current members throughout the nation. You make us what we are, and because of your membership, we're able to offer scholarships and grants and conference funding. So please look at our website to see what benefits will benefit you. It's because of you that we serve. Without you, we'd just be a shell of an organization. And our strategy is to meet every member's needs at some point in your career. And interestingly, I remember I had the opportunity to chat with Dr. Carol Houston, a past president of Sigma. And she mentioned that membership, as Peggy even mentioned, is at different levels. Some days, and depending on your life and your work circumstances, maybe you can't be exceptionally involved, but you show up and attend a program, or you renew your membership and enjoy the journals online. But at some point in your career, you're going to find an opportunity to get more involved. So look at our committees and see if there's something that you want to do, whether it's for just one day this year or for an entire year of service. And let us know, and we will put you in the position that will best serve your needs as well. And finally, in addition to Founders Month, if you will, our Founders Day month of service, we do have the Sigma Biennial Convention that will be at the National Harbor in DC in November. We encourage you to try to attend some of these events. We know they aren't cheap, but they are so inspiring and so exciting when you see that. Sometimes it's very humbling too. You realize you're a small piece of this huge thing that we call the world of nursing. But on the other hand, it's very inspiring to come back and realize that you are part of this greater community of global nurse leaders, and it's very, very exciting. So always look to see what conferences you can attend locally, regionally, or nationally. And if you have any questions, if there's anything we can do for you to help explain the benefits, a couple of things will be coming up. We're going to be offering in the next month a new member orientation to walk you through the website and to show you how to access some of these benefits. So please watch for that email. You can also email our chapter at Psi Upsilon chapter at wgu.edu. I'm pretty timely in responding to those emails. And if you have any question at all, just let us know and we'll get back to you. So with that, I will be concluding our wonderful evening this evening. Again, remember, this is an honor to be recognized and become a member of Sigma, but we are honored to have you members as well. And we will do everything we can to make this a valuable experience for you. Thank you for being a part of Psi Upsilon. Many thanks to all of our chapter officers and committee leaders and members who are joining us this evening, because it's because of them, not one person, that we can provide you the benefits that you deserve as a member of Sigma. My heartiest congratulations. And that concludes our evening.